and welcome to another Sports Talk. I'm Frank Noppenberger, your host for this special show, and with me I have three outstanding student athletes from East Brunswick High School. First, we got Kyle McSpedon, who's an outstanding football and lacrosse player. We got Jackie O'Connor. You've been reading about her in softball and her exploits in field hockey. And Brooke Kuei, who's one of our girl golfers, winter track and cross country. And she's a 12-season person. Let's start with you, Brooke. You got a 4.5 GPA. Where are you thinking of going to college? What are your plans when you get to college? What do you want to major in?
Right now I'm looking at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, and I don't know if I'm going to play golf there yet, but it's a Division III school, so I can definitely try out for it. And I was reading about Carnegie Mellon. Actually, it has Scottish roots, so golf was like invented in Scotland, so I think it's a big thing there. So I'm excited about that. And as for a career path, I want to study physics and astronomy. Yeah.
Whoa. So you can predict my future then? Is that what you're going to say?
I think that would be more like astrology.
Oh,
so.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
But
Thank you. Jackie, how about you?
I'm looking to go to Rowan University next year. I don't know if I'm going to play field hockey or softball there either, but they do have intramural teams, so if I always want to try out in the future, I could. I want to study chemistry to maybe either be a pharmacist or work in a pharmaceutical company like Johnson & Johnson, maybe on the business end.
Oh,
I'm not sure yet, but
Very
I'm
good,
excited.
boy. You sound like you got your future planned out.
Yeah.
Intramurals is fun. Sometimes it's
Right.
neat to just play for the fun, and
That's right.
you still have that competitive spirit, I'm sure, but
of course.
it's a little different about practicing 6 days a week and whatever. Kyle, how about you?
I'm actually going to attend Mercy College next year in Dobbs Ferry, New York, and they're Division II, and they offer me a bit of a scholarship to play there.
To play what sport there?
To play lacrosse, and right now they're 8-1, and they're being very highly covered by media and stuff. So academic-wise, I'm undecided. I don't know what I want to study, but I think when I get there, my freshman year, just get used to what's going on, and I think I can find something to study.
Yeah, it's very hard for young kids, 18-year-olds, to decide what they want to do for their career. But lacrosse, is that your favorite sport? Would you say that is, or football?
It definitely is my favorite sport. My mom says I'm more of an in-season person because I'm just as intense with each sport, but my passion's in lacrosse, and I definitely want to continue to play at the next level.
Okay, as you know, I can control anything, and I can make you a professional in either sport you want. And all you have to tell me, but you have about 10 seconds. You want to be professional lacrosse or professional football?
Probably choose lacrosse, actually, because just their lifestyle is just, I feel like it's just laid back, and I mean, they do have other jobs besides being a professional lacrosse player, and they don't make the best money, but it's just it's what I love, and I can't see like doing it any other way with my future.
Oh, good. All right, next thing I want to know is about the highlight of your career, your fondest memory of your athletic career. In 5, 10, 20 years from now, you're going to be sitting around a table, and your kids are going to be saying, Daddy, Mommy, they're going to say, tell me about your career, tell me what your favorite time, and you're going to say, my fondest memory of my athletic career at East Brunswick. And Jackie's going to say the time I helped him win the GMC championship in softball. No.
Not even softball. I'd say field hockey. When it happened this fall, actually, I was named to the first team All GMC and the second team All County, and I thought that was a really big honor. And you know, I hurt my knee over the summer. I had to get knee surgery, the whole 9. I really didn't think I was going to be able to play. And then when the doctor told me, yeah, you could play, I made sure that I made the season.
It's not when they brought you up as a JV player, right field, they put you in right field?
Yeah.
And you helped win the the GMC tournament?
That was a big moment. That was great.
Coach Brady says you're such a poised young lady for a sophomore to come in there and deal with that.
Oh, I was nervous. On the inside, I was nervous.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. Kyle, how about you?
I'd have to say the state championship in 2009. Just being around a great group of guys and just being able to live the dream. I felt like it was unreal to win a state championship. But hopefully this season we can make some more memorable moments.
Well, we made the states this year in football, and next year you got to have some luck to win a state championship. Like, remember that game?
Yeah.
Was that surreal with the snow and? It
was set up for us.
I mean, what I loved about the left side of the field, it was completely covered in snow because nobody got there. Everything was done on the right side. It was just an amazing day. One of the highlights of my career, too. Brooke,
Well, I could say that it was freshman year when I found out I qualified for states, but I think my fondest memory is actually just one of our practices. Me and my teammates Brooke Levine, Kirsten Oliva, and Lindsay Gatton, the four of us, we went to Forest Gate to practice, and we usually practice at Tamarack, but Forest Gate is like a beautiful course. It's a lot better quality than we're used to, and it was just like a great day. It wasn't even my best golf day, but just like playing with your friends, it's like the best feeling.
Well, that's what athletics about,
Yeah.
the golf, the camaraderie, and I know you got that with field hockey, and you'll never have friends again like you did, playing a sport, because you're all in for the same goal, the same purpose, and you may miss that if you don't play in college, and college is different anyway, you realize that, because that's a business, but you'll miss that. But speaking of college, tell me about your goals for this current season now. We're 1 or 2 games into the season only. Some of us have betting years and others team-wise. Any particular individual team goals for the golf team?
For our team, I hope that in GMCs we can come in second place again, because that's the best we've done in the 4 years that I've been on the team. And individually, I hope to qualify for states again, because freshman and sophomore year I did, but last year I had a bad season, so I didn't. So I want to bring that back this year.
Good. Kyle?
I think from my lacrosse team and our personal goals, it's just winning a GMC title, because we made it there last year and we know we can get there. It's going to take a lot of hard work and everything, and hopefully get to a state championship and just perform our best and maybe come away with another state championship for another sport.
I know the athletic director loaded up your schedule on you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was good or bad,
Nah.
but we got to talk to him about Hunt Central, Hillsborough. We got a tough schedule.
Yeah, we can play with those boys.
But you got to beat the best. To be the best, you got to play the best. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Softball.
I mean, sophomore year we won the GMCs. Last year we won the state sectionals. I want to combine those two this year. I want to win both.
I like that.
I want to get all the way to states and win GMCs too.
Oh, that's very good, very good. Okay, now you don't have a number on your, so we're not ignoring you.
Okay.
You were telling me about you have your number on your jerseys.
Yeah.
What is it? And tell us why the number.
My number is 88, which is a very odd number. You usually don't see those high numbers, but I was wore number 8 growing up because I played softball since I was like 5. So I really loved Yogi Berra as a kid. I wanted to be a catcher. He was my favorite player. I thought he was funny. I really wanted to be him. And when I got to the high school, number 8 was already taken. But luckily my year, they ordered jerseys. So you got to pick whatever number you wanted. And everybody else was like 2, 4, and I was like 88. So I got number 88 on my jersey.
Very good, 88. Yeah. And you should tell Yogi that. He's up at Montclair State.
Right.
That's a great story to send up there to him. You ever been to his museum?
Yeah, I have. Yep, I like up there.
We're going to bring your jersey up there, sign it for him, and maybe he'll put it on display. I like that. Your number is?
For lacrosse, it's 12. There's no real emotional connection towards it at all. And 51 in football, it's just a number I landed with.
Really?
Nah.
Who's the most famous athlete you know, number 88, besides my number in college? I know you know that.
88? Is Heinz Ward 8? No, he's 81.
Who?
Heinz Ward, the football
No, but
player?
he's a football player. Played at South River. Went to Dallas. His number at Dallas. Well, that'll come to you later.
All right.
Okay, role models. I believe everyone has to have role models. And believe it or not, you guys are role models. I know you heard it in my lecture and talk about our captain's meetings. Okay, so for the audience out there, tell me your role model. We'll start with you, Brooke.
I think all my family members are my role models. Like my mom, she's like really nice and caring. Like that's probably, everyone says like I'm a really nice person. I think I definitely got it from her. And my dad, I look at for how hardworking he is. And then my brother, he's just like so multi-talented. He's good at everything. He's like insanely smart. So I wish I could be like him too.
Well, he was a scholar athlete for East Brunswick, and he went to that banquet that you're going to that banquet too, and he won a scholarship there, right?
He did.
Maybe you'll be lucky enough to win that too. Well, that's nice.
I have to say my parents. I mean, they've really instilled values in me that make me the person I am today. And, they taught me things along the way that helped me grow as a person. And these values that they've given me, I can use on and off the field at no matter what age. So even though I might not have liked the values that they were teaching me then, I really appreciate it now.
Oh, you mean your parents got smarter as you got older?
Yeah.
Wow, how about that's good, that's good.
I'm going to have to say my parents as well, just because my dad's just a hardworking person, and I feel like that's where I get my, just my hardworking, just charisma. And my mother's she's a problem solver, and she, I don't always agree with her, and she doesn't always agree with me and stuff, but, we always just, if I have someone to talk to, I go to her, and whether it's sports or girls or school, she's always there for me.
Your mother gives you advice about girls?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Is any girl good enough for her little boy?
I found it, yeah.
Yeah,
I
good,
think so.
good. Okay, the next thing I'm interested in is how do you get involved in athletics? How did your career begin? Because, again, there's young kids out there looking at you, and they may not know that there's girls golf or field hockey may not be around, or girls lacrosse or boys lacrosse. So who wants to start? How did you get involved in athletics, and specifically the ones you're involved in? Who wants to go?
Well, golf. Originally, my parents wanted to have lessons, and when my brother saw them having lessons, he wanted to learn too, and I just wanted to do everything my brother did, so then I went along with that. And for cross country, I really just wanted to do track. I loved sprinting, and I heard that cross country was walk-on, so I was like, I'll do that just to get in shape. And then instead of being a sprinter, I ended up being a distance runner, so now I run distance in winter track also. And high school golf specifically is probably just through my brother. I knew there was a girls golf team, and ever since he joined the team I've been I saw him going to Tamarack every day for practice, and I would see all the boys there, and then I wanted to be part of that.
Now, when you were 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and you heard cross country runs 3 miles during a race and then training 6, 7, 8, did you ever envision that you'd be running that with no effort?
Well, in 8th grade cross country, I remember when we would have practices where we had to run 3 miles, we would be complaining like crazy. And then the next year, 3 miles was our races, and our practices were 8 miles.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And now it doesn't bother you to do that.
Yeah.
And once you get, to the audience, once you do that 1, 2, 3 miles, do you lose that fear or that I can't do it?
I think it's mostly because when we practice, we run in a group. So it's when you're all running in a group together, you don't want to stop because you want to stay with everyone. And just everyone does it together. So.
Oh, good. Jackie?
Man, I wish I could do that. I actually didn't hear about field hockey until, I'm going to say 7th grade. I learned through the Coach T clinic. She held them at New York Sports Club Tuesday and Thursday, and I just did it because...
That's Coach Todoroff,
Yeah,
right?
Coach Todoroff. She did it through, the East Brunswick Rec Center or whatever. And, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know what field hockey was, but I went and I really liked it. And I didn't know there was a team. I didn't know anything about it until I actually got up to high school. And in 9th grade, they had tryouts. And, I went out to be a field player, not knowing that even what goalies wore. And they needed a goalie in the freshman team. And so I volunteered because from playing softball at a really young age, I had good reflexes. So, I said, all right, yeah, I'll give goalie a try. And I fell in love with it like that.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it so much. And the 3rd day, I went up and practiced with varsity, and they couldn't score on me. It was my 3rd day being a goalie, and I was, hanging with the girls at varsity.
I remember hearing that story, believe it or not, coaches.
Yep.
Coach T was all excited. But how about all that equipment? Doesn't bother you?
No, it did at first because it took me a good 15 minutes to get it all on. But I got better at it. It got easier. It got my school clothes. I just put it on.
One of my highlights is you ever see a field hockey game when the goalie's got to run?
Oh, my God.
With these big things, and they
Giant.
flop out there. It's just amazing.
That fell once, freshman year. Fell right on my face. But I got used to running. You got to spread your legs out really wide.
And how about softball? You've been playing that your whole life? Or?
Yeah, because I grew up, my dad's a big Yankee fan, my mom's a big Yankee fan. We grew up with that. And, 5 years old, you can start T-ball, so I immediately want to do that.
Really good.
Yep.
Good. Football, don't say Pop Warner.
No, football was Pop Warner, but growing up I was a little I was a little bit more heavier to be in Pop Warner because I was a bigger kid and stuff. But I played I think 2 years of Pop Warner and then kind of just faded away for a little bit. But football has always been in my life. And then when it came to playing in the 8th grade, I right away was just wanted to play. I just wanted to play football with my friends. So, and then with lacrosse, it was a lot different because I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and one of my former teammates, he graduated last year, Peter Sorrento. His mom actually got me a lacrosse stick for my birthday, and the next season right away I just fiddled with it and played with him and my brother and just started playing and went right to high school, and I haven't stopped since.
Good, good. You know what? I'm amazed at how motivated you guys are and how you can be so successful in the classroom and in athletics. What motivates you is what I'm going to ask. And I know it's a deep question, but what motivates you? And why do you want to get that A in class? Or why do you want to be the all-county goalie or the starting lineman for 3 years? Or the best golfer? Kyle, I'll go with you. What motivates you?
I think just everyday motivation is just, I mean, for school and just going to like college, I mean, that was my motivation throughout my whole career. But with sports, just, I mean, the little things, like every day coming out thinking you want to make a name for yourself and your team, and just having pride to wear your East Brunswick sweatshirt or your East Brunswick hat, you know, just that's what we did. That was for lacrosse. That was our main goal last year, is to just make a name and a statement in the GMC and the state tournament, and we ended up doing that, and hopefully continue that next year. But just daily, just making a statement for myself and in the community. And
because it's very challenging in East Brunswick because we got so many good athletes, so it's very competitive. Jackie, what motivates you? For a student athlete, both, or general?
Right, the both, you know, being a student athlete, I'm very competitive as a person, even in gym class, like I'm very competitive. So being the best is kind of important to me, you know, whether it's getting the highest grade in class or making the most saves out of all the GMC, like that's very important to me. That's what motivates me every day. Trying to get my name in that paper, trying to get my picture in the paper, trying, you know, to have people come to me and say, oh, I heard about your game yesterday, you did really good. So just being really one of the top players is important to me.
Well, all the sports I do, like running and golf, are all individual sports. So I think what really motivates me is like personal satisfaction, wanting to be the best that I can be. And also for running, like cross country and track, after a race, like that feeling when you cross the finish line, it's like the best feeling ever. Yeah. And that's like all I think about during the race. And for golf, that round, like how well I play basically affects my mood for the day. Like if I play really well, then I'm like happy for the rest of the day. If I don't play well, I'm like down for the whole day. And then in the classroom, it's like the same mindset, just wanting to be the best that I can be. So.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. You can be the star, the star of your team, play every minute, every second, be all state, or not play a lot and win a state championship. All right, I'll repeat that. You're going to be a member of a team that wins the state championship, and you play a little bit and, you know, contribute a little bit. Or you can be the MVP, the star, but you guys are nowhere near a state championship team. Does anyone want to volunteer for that one?
I think it's definitely more important for like the team to win the state championships, because like even if you're not like the star player, like you play all the time, like just being a part of the team, you're still part of that win. Mm-hmm. So
that's what you believe, right? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I mean, that is important to have the state championship. I'm like, I want to be good. I mean, if I split time with somebody, I like that, because I did that when we won the GMCs. You know, I split time with other girls, and it was just as satisfying as, you know, being out there every second. It was really great. So I think, yeah, winning the state championship is a little bit more important.
I think I'd rather win a state championship. I mean, we have a lot of talent for lacrosse this year, and some guys are splitting time and not being happy about it, and we. You know, I think for me to play less time and contribute to my team and just do what I have to do and win a state championship, that's just a dream. Right,
because you're a championship and you guys will never forget that.
Yeah.
You've mentioned how many times already. There's nothing like being a champion. Kyle, we're going to start with you. How do you blend the academics and the weightlifting and the training and two sports and the coach pulling you this way, the other coach pulling you this way? How do you blend all that? And are you involved in any other school activities?
I can't say I don't. Well, I mean, I think being a part of my family is just the #1 priority. But with Coach
so how do you blend all that? How do you get
Coach
it done?
Borden and Coach Severino. I mean, obviously Borden, when I'm playing football, he wants me football. It's #1. Like if he sees me touch a lacrosse stick I mean, I don't think he would ever see me, but like, he would definitely just flip out on me.
No, he wouldn't.
No, I mean, and then Coach Severino, I mean, he's more of a laid-back kind of guy, but you know, he wants me to just, he knows where my head is at from, you know, playing lacrosse, and he knows I can manage things as well as most of the guys on our team. So I really don't feel like there's a tug of war going between the two coaches, but I mean, when I was playing football.
Throw in the academics there now.
I mean, academics is just, it's just maintaining a balance. It's like you have to just know that you have to be able to play sports, you have to get good grades. And that was always my like number one thing. Like if I can't get good grades, then I have to play, like I can't play. So that's why I knew I wanted to play in college. So I like can get up on Saturday and know that I'm playing because of my grades.
Jackie, tell me your typical day, because you got Brady practices, and that's a compliment to Coach Brady, because they're long.
They are, but you know.
So tell me your typical day.
Yeah, you know, I get up in the morning, go to school,
What
whatever.
time?
I get up around 7 o'clock because I've laid in now, so that's always nice. They tell you get an extra hour. I'm loving it.
A whole hour.
Yeah, a whole hour. So you know, I go to school, and during school, sometimes if I get homework in the morning, I'll try to do it during lunch because you know I do have those longer practices and those longer games. You know, going far away, coming home late on the bus. So I try to get a lot of my homework done in school. But if I can't, I'll bring it with me on the bus. I'll do it after the game on the way home. And then if I gotta stay up a little later, I gotta stay up a little later. That's what that extra hour is for in the morning.
And then do you have time to do TV at night? I know you probably don't go on the computer or Facebook or any of that stuff at night because you guys wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I have time for like my own things. You know, I work too.
That's right.
So,
you do work. So any other school activities you're involved in?
No, not really. It's basically just the sports.
That's
I mean,
a lot.
Yeah, no, it's every day after school and Saturdays. So.
Brooke?
Well, I know like I always complain to my friends like 2 days ago I had a physics test and then I had a golf match that day too, and I had to like wake up at 4:30 in the morning to study for the test, and I was like complaining about it. But to be honest, I'm actually more productive when I'm in season than when I'm not, because like otherwise I'll just come home from school and I'll go on my computer and stuff instead of going to practice, and I just end up wasting more time. But then balancing between my sports too, I wish like I had more time to practice golf, but I can't start practicing golf until track is over, so yeah.
Right. Because there are studies that show that if you're involved in an activity, specifically sports, you're a better athlete, a better student, because you learn to budget your time.
Yeah.
You know you have to get it done, so you're going to budget your time right for there. I'm also big on leadership, and you've heard me talk about you guys are all leaders of your team, captains of your team. What do you think makes a good leader, Jackie? And why do you think they look up to you? Well, what makes a good leader?
I think, to be a good leader, you have to give respect as well as receive respect. I mean, if nobody, thinks that you're a leader, they're not going to treat you like one. I also think you have to be approachable. A freshman has to be able to come up to you and ask you a question, no matter what kind of question it is. They're having a problem in school, on the sports team, whatever it is. And also you have to be friendly. You have to be able to include everybody, listen to what everybody wants, whether it be on the field or spirit. Sometimes we do spirit before games and stuff, just to include everybody.
Brooke?
I think Jackie covered it pretty well, but you have to be really hardworking, and as a role model for the team, when you're hardworking, they look up to that and they try to emulate you. And I think it's really important for you to make everyone feel like they're a part of the team. Because I know.
How do you do that? Tell me how you do that.
Well, on the first day.
I stress that to you guys.
Yeah. The first day of golf practice, I went there, and I usually get there early, so I saw 2 freshman girls come up to the golf course with one of their dads, and they looked really confused. So I went up to them and I introduced myself, and I said, usually we go to the putting green, and when we wait, we practice putting for a while everyone else comes. So yeah, stuff
good.
like that.
Jackie, when you were a freshman, did any of the seniors come up to you and say anything like, do you need anything? Can I help you out? Relax?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did? Good.
Because the same thing happened when I was a freshman. I went down to the field and no one was there because I got there super early. And they were like, oh, we usually start practice. We get here 15 minutes before, we just hang out here, whatever. And they made me feel like I was involved.
Kyle, you got 2 big teams, especially the male ego in both those sports. Tell me about that.
I think the guys were always nice. I don't think anyone personally approached me, but it was just kind of like you learn the hard way through the system. So, I mean, we had a lot of good guys on each squad, like between lacrosse and football, and some of them are the same people. So, you know, you just have to adjust to the system and learn the hard way, I think. And I mean, I try to be more approachable because I realize that, you know, not everyone as a senior when I was a freshman was as approachable, I think, as I am now. But I try to be as nice as I can to the freshmen.
So you learned how to,
Yeah.
that's experience. I don't want to be treated like I was. I want to go up there. So I want you guys in the next couple of practice to go up to that freshman, you know, and say, hey, how you doing? You know, okay, you going to promise me that? Yeah, okay. All right. What advice, real quick, about kids getting involved in sports? One sport, concentrate, many sports, 3 sports, 5 sports?
I think like it's good for you to try all the sports that you want to try, and then as for like whether it's better to be good at one sport or do many, I think as long as you love the sport, you should do it.
Right, exactly. If you're not having fun doing, you could be doing 15 sports, but if you're having fun at none of them, it's not worth it. Or you could be doing one sport and love it, that's perfect. Like whatever makes you happy.
Do you think you should give up a sport for one sport, and if so, when, Jackie?
I don't think you should give up. If you love them both, if you like playing them both, like that's what me and Kyle did. We played 2 sports, and Brooke plays 3 sports. And, you know, we love them all. So I don't think you should give them up.
I don't think you should give them up because once again, an in-season player. I just, you know, when I'm in football, I'm in football, and when I'm in lacrosse, I'm in lacrosse. So if you don't have the same passion for the different sport, then I guess you have to quit it. But I mean, if there's an equal passion and you're better in one sport than another, I don't think you should quit the other sport.
Yeah, see, my thing is this. If I give 24/7 to a particular sport, am I going to improve so much that I'm going to make the team and then I'm going to be a contributor? Or if I don't, I won't even make the team. Did I explain that correctly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think, you know, if you're just focusing on making a team, like I don't know if that should be your only goal, is to just make the team. If you work hard at it and you love it, you make the team. And then, you know, if you spend like in season, if you spend that 24/7 in season, you'll be good on that team. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm not advocating concentrating on one sport, but I think sometimes for maybe the non-athletic person, that maybe is the best thing. We got a minute or so left. Does anyone have a question for Mr. Knopp? No? No, that's quite all right. By the way, I have 3 different green jackets if you're concerned. I know you guys want to know about that. So it's not always the same one. But what I want to do right now is make sure I thank you guys for being role models, for bringing a lot of positive things to East Brunswick as student athletes. Thank you for coming on this show. I hope you achieve your individual and team goals. Wish you the best of the luck, and if, whatever we can do, approach anyone in the school. We're all there to help you, and we want you to help those underclassmen. So again, on behalf of all the athletes, coaches, thank you and good luck. On behalf of all our student athletes, thank you, and thank you for watching Sports Talk.